A very good afternoon to you all. Absolutely thrilled to have you joining us here at Max McMahon Oval for what is destined to be a wonderful clash here in the Black Diamond Cup Women's Division. It is the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, a fast improving group in the Women's Division, taking on home team the Maitland Saints, and it should be a great contest indeed. Terrigal Avoca Panthers are 1-1 for the year. Maitland Saints back in the top tier, 0-2, yet to get their first victory, but certainly some spirited performances so far. It's going to be a great game. The Terrigal Avoca Panthers, worth noting, coached by one Jodie Hicks, a former AFLW Richmond player, and a great pickup for her services at the Hilton Moore Oval group, and they are a fast improving side. Maitland Saints back in Cup Division this year, and certainly worthy so too. They will put in a big performance here at home, no doubt, today. We are so stoked to have you join us for our broadcast and our coverage, which is coming to you live and exclusive by The Scene Productions. And the game is underway out in the field as Nicholas, she gets hold of the ball. She's a star for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, and her kick's effective, finding Emma Bailey. Emma Bailey puts it to the advantage of her teammate in the forward line there. The Saints defence come to the rescue. Bailey in it again, hand pass. Scrimmage down deep into the defence of the Maitland Saints. Hurried kick now, burns the ground. Picked up then by Kate Bailey. We'll see if there's a couple of, if they're of any relation. One of two Baileys on the team list today. But a free kick going against them. The Saints will try and mount something here. Long kick. No mark taken. Tamara Nicholas was sat underneath that. She couldn't get it. Here's Jodie Hicks here now. She gets the boot onto a left boot. Sends it down long and deep. It's in the hands of the Panthers at the moment. Scrambling there was Zoe Boxall. She's a big pickup for the Panthers. Donnelly now rows that beautifully and sends that down.
Well
and
picked
a
up off the
wonderful
feet.
mark, wasn't it? That was a great mark. Just down low, and they've got a goal. We've got to look at them early on, the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, and Ariel Gillies took that mark way down low. We already know of her class. And the ball goes in board. I didn't see who the goal kicker was on that occasion,
Well,
Shane.
we're going to try the old replay, so I know it sounds like I'm
this-
going to jinx myself this time, but let's have a look, see if they work.
This is why I don't worry about it if
Here
I
we
miss
go.
it.
It was number
Wonderful
7.
work.
There we go.
So Emma Bailey. Now, but the Baileys, they're new names on this list. I don't recognise them. There's an Emma and a Katie Bailey. So I'm not sure if they're new recruits that have come in, but it looks to me like they're already having an impact on the side. So first goal to the Terrigal Avoca Panthers within minutes of the start. We've already had a glimpse of the Panthers' outfit this year at Newcastle, number 1, when they took on the perpetually strong Newcastle City Blues, and they showed quite a turn. They were eventually beaten comfortably, but they were somewhat improved from previous seasons.
And their result last round against the Dogs too, they're much bigger margin than in previous years, so they're definitely a much improved side.
So they could be the prime movers of the year as Hicks goes in for her third possession. She's wrapped up this time. Ball comes out in the tackle. Crunching tackle by the Maitland Saints there, but illegal, says the umpire. And a free kick is ensuing for the Panthers. So
given away 52 by running off the mark.
Oh, okay.
Little unfortunate.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit last week, Shane.
Yep.
You know, some of our women's division players are still so new to the game, still such an emerging part of the game locally that the finer details of some of these rules are still being made known to them. But unfortunately, now Bailey just wheels on that one, nearly kicks the second one. All right, so she's most certainly a pickup, and let's find out some news about her, because
speaking of new players, our last week's scene stealer, Jade Batten, that was her first ever game.
John. Yeah, that's right. Well, she's going to be somewhat of one to watch, because she was certainly a ferocious in and under type competitor. You know, took a bit of a knock at one stage. You thought it might have been a day over, but certainly came through good. That was Grace Reed, another new face. Catherine Donnelly there, puts it on her boot, sends it goalward, and it's picked up then by Zoe Boxall, another recruit, and they're off to a flying start.
Yeah,
they are a different
indeed.
outfit, the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, and I get the feeling that we're going to see them just go from strength to strength every week. One of those exponential rises that will probably see them secure the 4th spot in the finals this year. Shane, if I know anything about football at all, that's the prediction for me.
Yeah.
And they may even go higher than 4th.
I really like what they've done this year, and Jodie Hicks has been instrumental too, sort of sweeping across that half-back line and driving the ball forward, and the forwards doing their job as well.
I'd like to know how the connection came about, but it's certainly a message out to the rest of the clubs who are still in that emerging bracket that finding the right personnel there is exactly the way to go about it. Dave Fairchild has been doing a wonderful job for the club, but sort of learning as he goes with that coaching of the women's division. He's been doing it a few years now, still in charge of the reserve grade, and I think very happy to be there too. But they had a bit of a hiccup last year with their coaching staff. An appointed coach walked out on the club early on, and it left them in disarray, and Dave Fairchild did an outstanding job keeping the group together. But it was a lamentable year for them, unfortunately, and they've bounced back with just a wonderful display now. And I think it's a message to all the other clubs that's how you manage to move yourself forward. So whether it was by luck or design, but one way or another, the appointment of Jodie Hicks has been a big benefit.
Fantastic pressure there.
That's Jodie Hicks right there, isn't it? And the umpire's blown the whistle to call it back. We'll find out exactly what is
just giving it back to the player. Jodie had picked up the ball and went to play on quickly. He said, no, we'll have none of that. Well, let's bring it back over the mark and do it properly.
In top tier, you can get away with that in top tier. This is community football, Jodie. Thanks.
Listen, it should have come back over the mark. So umpires made the right call there.
They always do, Shane.
They do.
There's no doubt about that.
Gives the Maitland women a chance to set up their defence, and they do set that up nicely, chopping that one off, and they'll look to move this one back out.
So the exiting kick by the Maitland Saints, chopped off by the Panthers at half forward. Hand pass out wide, that's Bailey. Hand pass further afield, she found Nicholas. She'll put it on the boot and send it forward. Front position, looks like it by Zoe Boxall. She can't take it down. She's got 2 to beat there. Desperate, frantic defence by the Maitland Saints. They're still working their way through it, the Panthers, but they've managed to be dispossessed of the ball. Probably a kick that needed to be a little more connected. And now the ball that was with Bailey again, but strangely a little offline for her. Exiting kick now by the Saints. They need to mount something here. Get some numbers around the ball. Panthers, they could be holding the ball here. Gets it out in the nick of time. Umpire says, no, you didn't. Free kick. So, good decision by the umpire. In the hands of the Saints. Looking down the wing. Effective kick. This is how they want to go about it. Even if it's inch by inch, just make sure those kicks are effective and they maintain possession of the ball. Hicks has got something else to say about that for the Panthers and quickly plays on with the hand pass. Long kick into the forward line. Boxall gets it. Hand passes out to a wide receiver. Long kick towards Nicholas at the coalface. She can't take the mark. She's going through opposition like Candy. Still in the hands of the Panthers. In the hands of Donnelly now. She'll have a shot on goal from one step. And Wynn grabs hold of that. Just a minor score is the result.
I like the intent from Donnelly there. I think she was close enough to have a go. The wind, she set that a little bit further to the right. That would have just drifted through nicely.
It's exactly what she had to do. She rove the ball in front of the pack, front and square where you like to be, right in the vision of the contenders, I should say.
That's right. Our friend of the broadcast, Andy Baldwin there, doing a wonderful job behind the sticks.
Always does. One of our finest flag wavers indeed.
You can catch him on Flags and Bags on
we
YouTube as well.
We had our first episode this week, and you'll see that on the YouTube channels a little bit later today and tomorrow, I imagine, or through the week. But right now, it's an intriguing contest down before us. And these wonderful new facilities here. We've talked about them throughout the reserve grade game, and no doubt we'll mention them a dozen times in this one too. Max McMahon looking at absolute picture behind us and in front of us. Umpire blows a whistle, ball up. Dangerous spot for the Maitland Saints. They are doing their noble best to stop a barrage of goals from the Panthers. They're 2-1-13 already, yet to score the home side. They are against a sizable breeze. Reading it best off the ground then was Lauren Atwood, the vice-captain of the Panthers. As we say, a little cheerio to Ollie Croft, our wonderful colleague and one of our brighter stars in the umpiring division.
Did a great job commentating it Phone Oval last week with Ash Borg as well.
Yes, his multimedia stuff is astounding at the moment. He did a great Anzac Day program, so worth checking out.
Chat with Joseph Miller during the week was great as well.
So, ball with the Saints right at the coalface. They're just having a tough time exiting this defensive 50 at the moment. Just some relentless pressure by the Panthers and reading it off the pack. Almost sneaking it through for a goal there. Zoe Boxall, she's a physical presence in that forward line for the Panthers. It's just a very welcome addition to have such in the forward line, especially when you have a newly formed and galvanised and fit-looking midfield. I believe there was a lot of focus on the fitness of the side in the pre-season through Jodie Hicks.
Yeah, and I think that'll really pay itself off towards the end of the year too.
Certainly will. So exiting kick by the Saints. Red best at ground level by the Panthers. That's Birkinshaw, the captain. She's got an option, and it's pinpoint accurate too. She's found a teammate there who just presented well, got that front spot and brought it down. So about 25 out. Wind has a part to play on that kick. And only a point. So they're peppering them a little bit, but they are keeping the ball in their forward line, which will be pleasing for the coach. High ball. A 2-on-1 affair here. Now 3-on-1 as Tamara Nicholas enters the fray. And they'll get away with this, the Panthers. Quick kick by Jada Kennedy. And that she is yet another very highly regarded incoming player for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. Jodie Kennedy, she's been at a few clubs locally, but spent the last couple of years down in Sydney, so expect to see her chime in with a bit of activity today. And they've chopped off this one again, the Panthers. Sidestep, great work, running in now, Boxall. She's looking at goal, but instead finds Nicholas, or maybe she was looking at Nicholas. She'll kick this for sure. She's a representative footballer. Tamara Nicholas, been around for a few seasons now, makes no mistake.
Yeah, it's good. I thought that looked like a goal for a second there. I didn't know whether Andy Baldwin was going to wave that in a different direction.
I must apologise. That's Ariel Gillies who kicked that, and she's a perpetual forward for the Panthers. I thought it was a bit odd for Tamara to be down there, but Ariel Gillies, please accept my sincerest apologies. And expect her to have a bit of impact on the game as well. So a lot of these players, we're seeing even more output from some of these players now that there's been an influx of genuinely strong players to sort of flesh out the side. The good players are having a little less workload and therefore being more effective when they get hold of the ball. And it's great to see. It's a nice thing to observe the ascension of a football team when they've got so many of the old characters a part of it, and then the influx of some good players, some good guidance and direction, and all of a sudden they become top-tier performers very quickly. So it's something that other clubs can be hopeful of being able to achieve themselves too. So a lot of good times ahead for us in the women's competition, there's no doubt. As the players paddle it towards goal here, the Panthers' advantage. Hand pass over the top, picked up at ground level. This is Nicholas this time. Hand passes inboard. Kick by Boxall. This will be effective, and it is. Another goal. So Zoe Boxall is quite a commanding presence there. You see, has the ball largely on a string. Runs into some clear space, clean possession of the ball, and just slots it straight through. So it's exciting for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. It's feeling a little tough for the Maitland Saints at the moment.
As exciting as this for the Panthers, it is concerning for the Maitland Saints. They haven't been able to clear the ball out of their defensive 50, unfortunately. They've managed to stop anything happening through the goals. They just haven't been able to clear it, and it's coming back in with interest.
Yeah, it almost becomes a day of just protecting your goal face, doesn't it, when it's coming down like this? And here it comes again. High ball. Out in front is Jodie Kennedy. Couldn't get it. The Saints have got it this time, but the tackle's effective. Kennedy's still working over the top of it. Little toe poke now. Saints are sort of out of immediate danger, but for how long, the question is asked. This time, Boxall puts a high one out wide. Saints get hold of it through the efforts of Ivy Wielden. Now, dispossessed, turnover created. Back inside the forward 50 for the Panthers. Saints are there. They haven't given up, though, and a good succession of hand passes will see them emerge. They've crossed the centre line now, but only as far as Nicholas. Wheels around on a right boot. Sends it up high, keeping an eye on the ball there for the Panthers. They've got players over the top of it, and Monique Craik being one of them for the Saints. Her hand pass out wide. So it ends up being mopped up by a bunch of Panthers across the middle there who are acting like janitors there. They're just mopping up everything. Long kick back towards the goal, surging, reaching for a Marcus Gillies. She could bring it down on that occasion. It's in the hands of the Saints. Kennedy applies some pressure through a tackle. Some good work being done by Jade Bassett, I think it is, down there in the defensive area for the Maitland Saints. She hasn't given up. There she is there, putting a great tackle on. But that's picked up this time by Emma Bailey. To the hands of Tamara Nicholas again, who's been very active across the middle and even coming down trying to chime in for a score. But it's been... Umpire's caught a ball up here.
Well, yeah, there's no throw in today, so it's a ball up.
Yep, they bring it in good 15 metres or so from the boundary line to give the players ample opportunity to keep the ball alive. That's great work there. I think that was Jade Bassett, I believe. She's doing a really good job down there. Or is that Jade Bassett? Ella Gidney, maybe. Apologies there. We'll get them right soon. First time we've had a look at the Maitland Saints in a couple of seasons, and there's a lot of fresh faces in this side that we will have to get ourselves familiar with, but we'll do that in no time at all. This one is not unfamiliar. Keely Cobcroft, the Deputy Vice Captain. She has a bounce and takes off. So this is about almost as far forward as they've gone, the Maitland Saints. They need to work hard trying to lock the ball into their forward line. The defence looks almost as good as what the forward line looks at the moment for the Panthers. They get it out of that 50 with relative ease and then move it down the next line as well with just as much so. Foot race on that far side. Both players go to ground. The Saints are the first to recover and do very well. A succession of hand passes sees them on the attack now. Short kick forward, but first to it are the Panthers through Billy Jeffrey. She gets a kick away, right boot, sends it down the wing. Working hard at the Maitland Saints defence. They're very dour. They've done well. This is probably one of the strongest passages of play in the last couple of minutes. Kick inboard is chopped off by the Panthers, and they'll try and reload something here. Long kick, taking advantage of that wind. It's a strong breeze coming slightly across the face, but towards their goal. Donnelly can't get hold of it. Great tussle between those two there. That was Ella Gidney and Katrin Donnelly. A little bit physical, but eyes on the ball the entire time. We have a ball up in a dangerous spot. I'm impressed with Ella Gidney. She's been very good today so far. And amongst it again, Jada Kennedy wheels around on a right boot, but it's picked up by the dour defence of the Saints. They had plenty to do so far. Reading it best, there's Jodie Hicks, and she's going to run in. I think she was loading up for a goal. She might just about get it too.
Gosh. Close.
It grubbed its way to the goal line, dog-legging at the last minute. So that was a great pick-up and a good turn of speed too. So one-way traffic entirely here as far as the scoreboard goes for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. 4-5-29. Very strong breeze. It's picked up significantly since the last game. So probably safe to say 4 goals, 5 they've relinquished so far is not a bad turn, all things considered, for the Saints. This is a 4-goal breeze on any day.
Yeah, it's hard to make comment on how the Saints are sitting until we see them use the breeze.
Absolutely.
They are really, as we say, up against a really stiff, at least 3 or 4 goal breeze, it feels like.
Yeah, it's definitely picked up from the last game. I would say it's a 4-goal breeze easily, and that's another point. And the funny thing is with breezes like this is it's a 4-goal advantage breeze, but it can also affect the accuracy of goal kicking itself. So it's a 4-goal 8 breeze, I'm going to say. Because a lot
we're
of
at 4-6 with a minute to go, so there you go.
There we are. So the kick high. Nicholas tries to bring down, reading it best at ground level with Katrin Donnelly, and she will slot one in. That is a great Rovers goal. And those two players in particular, we talk about the new faces at Terrigal Avoca. Well, there's 2 that aren't so new, that have been getting the job done for quite a few seasons now, and 2 that I would highlight as ones that really get to put their best foot forward now. Their workload is lessened with the inclusion of some really classy new players into the outfit, and it means that when we get to see Catherine Donnelly and Tamara Nicholas and players like that who've been great servants for the club for a little while, we see the best side of them. And we love that, because that's just an indication that women's football is still on the up, and we love to be able to claim that. Back in the middle, Jodie Hicks, hand passes to Donnelly, kick goal moments ago. Good kick forward. Zoe Boxall's got the front spot. She takes that mark, looking to play on.
And it's 50 metres. There's about 15 seconds to go too. That's going to be costly for the Saints.
You know what, Shane? That was hard. There was 2 or 3 movements there that indicated a play on. I won't take it away from Zoe kicking this goal. She's got the goal, and well done. She's done extremely well. She's got that front spot nailed. But that was a tough call on the defender to get that 50 against him. But it's the way the game goes, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is. It's, as we said, it's going to be tough to see how the Maitland Saints pull up. I mean, we said it was a 4-goal late breeze. They've now just kicked 2 goals since we said that, so it's 6-6.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that looks when we come back. After a short break, that will be all thanks to Belmont 16s. We'll see you back here in just a few minutes.
Welcome back to the broadcast in the background there, you see, well, for a moment, let's talk about the foreground. Women's Cup, top-tier footy in the women's division in our region at its best. And we have the halfway mark of round 3, which was a split round this year due to the 2 games being played on Anzac Day last Saturday. And you can see the results up there. Killarney Vale convincing winners against the entrants Baddo Bay, 114-1. And the Warners Bay Bulldogs hosted a rampant Cardiff who beat them 72-2. And Anzac Day, a massive success, Shane, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great day. Absolutely enjoyed the footy, and the fact that we had 2 grounds running and one down at the Central Coast was a great addition for the league. So really excited for that entrance Baddo Bay and Killarney Vale thing to stay with us for a few more years to come. It was a great day.
I made some commentary a couple of weeks ago. I put it up at about 1 a.m. in the morning, so I don't know if anyone saw it, but it made reference to 7 initiatives by the admin of the league in the off-season this year. I believe that I'll get back to that as we look at these wonderful graphics by the Scene Productions, doing a great job. So a 42-point margin I predicted. The Panthers.
Yeah, I said 45. Ash went with 30.
So
well, if they stop the game now, Chop, you'd be taking the win. Look at that. 42 points is the margin, but there's still 3 quarters of play
I
to go.
thought we were doing this quarter by quarter, Shane.
Yeah, right, there you go. We'll update that then to suit that.
The comments, they're interesting. Panthers' upward surge to continue. I believe we're seeing that very clearly in the first one. Yeah, Panthers on the prowl, and TA showed big step up versus the Dogs. They certainly did. We are watching a meteoric rise of a side, a competition that's been dominated by the same 3 clubs who have great established women's programs for the last number of seasons, and a large margin between that and the rest of the competition. But we're now starting to see the stage where some of these clubs are starting to echo that transition into women's football and find elements of their women's program development that are seeing them make big steps forward. And Terrigal is probably the market leader of that. And it's the reason why I make so much comment about it, because I think where a lot of our focus as people making commentary on local footy is to focus on the things that are working.
Yep.
And when you see something like what Terrigal are going through, a massive evolution and a massive fast track, it is a thing that we need to see we can try and attend to in our league, the divide between the levels of standard.
Oh, yeah.
And when we see a club making that step, it's great to promote that.
Yeah, and the same with Maitland coming back into Cup and Nelson Bay also stepping up to Cup. They are really big strides.
Massive strides. I mean, that's progress right along. That post I did with those 7 things were all things that clearly indicate that advancement and that ascension for the league. So great work by our league administration in the off-season this year in particular. It's made it, certainly for us watching everything in the league, it makes it a really exciting season to anticipate, and it's not letting us down so far.
No, we're in for a really exciting quarter because we're going to see what Maitland can do with the breeze now, see what they can chip back some of that deficit. It was a strong opening turn by Terrigal Avoca. Maitland with a lot of work to do.
Yeah, well, the idea is to kick long in a breeze like this. They'll know their home ground pretty well, one would imagine, and it is a wonderful home ground indeed, but it's the Panthers controlling the ball against the wind. Kennedy puts a kick up. That's going to go out of bounds on the full, I believe. It did. So whether the wind had any impact on that then or not, or just a little bit of pressure from the Maitland Saints, let's go with pressure. The Saints defence are doing a top job. It's a tough one against this group who are moving in the right direction. Saints now launch one from half back. Little nudge out underneath that marking contest there. The Saints will get another shot at it. So this is good work. They measure this. Long kick forward. There's an option there for the Saints, but they weren't in front position, unfortunately. And the mark's been taken by the Panthers. So the kick there, marked and taking off. They're really taking their chances now, the Panthers. Long kick forward. Good defensive mark taken. Probably didn't need to play on. Tackle dispossessed the Saints. Unfortunate there. You live and die by the momentary decisions you make on a football field as the kick goes inboard. No mark taken now. Scramble right at the goal front. Kick taken. And we've had a whistle just before that was taken. Just waiting to see.
And all clear. There we go.
So a goal, opportunistic in the end. But Lauren Outwood, the vice captain, has just popped that one through.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at that one.
So,
very opportunistic, wasn't it?
Boxall involved in that one again, and just a great little, just a roll over the top of that pack, didn't it? Just the perfect amount of weight. I wish I could approach a golf green like that. So back in the middle now, and the Panthers continue their surge. They're up to 7-6-48, and early on goal against the wind. It is ominous signs here for the Maitland Saints to be recently promoted back into the Black Diamond Cup Women's Division. So we must be mindful of that. And they get the clearance here, only as far as half back though, where the Terrigal Panthers have been very good at grabbing and maintaining front position in those one-on-one marking contests. And serving them well as a pack tackle on Donnelly. And leading that charge there was Lauren Mulholland for the Maitland Saints. Tamara Nicholas in that ruck duel there with Matilda Taylor. Taylor, a significant height advantage here. Should be able to get it to her advantage of her teammates, and does. Unable to grab it on that occasion was Tanisha Wells, the Deputy Vice Captain. She's, well, one of quite a few Deputy Vice Captains, actually. I don't know if... So now, scramble at ground level. The Maitland Saints have done well here, emerging with the ball. So can they conjure something here? They're going to win the foot race to the ball on this occasion. But it looks like... And tackled well.
Great pressure.
Unlucky not to get a free kick. That on that occasion, that was Sydney Boonstra, another star for the side for a while for the Panthers, but she wasn't penalised. But there has been a free kick found here. So reward for effort here.
Correct disposal. It was a throw there.
So this is Jenna Stevens, another vice captain. She's one of... There's 6 deputy vice captains on the list for the Maitland Saints, so obviously plenty of leadership qualities there. Opportunity for goal now, a great build-up, just caught at the last minute there, Ella Gidney. She deserved a goal too, she's had a great game. So a scramble now, Panthers under pressure. It would be interesting to see how they handle it. They haven't been under a lot so far today. Nicholas and Donnelly combine. Kick to nowhere in particular. Nicholas follows that up well. Gets a little unusual looking hand pass, but umpire says good enough. As Hicks is caught and tackled, she hangs on to it. She could be penalised for that. Umpire says no. So unlucky not to have probably picked up a couple of free kicks here. And then again, that was an unusual looking hand pass as well. Umpire be showing some benefit of the doubt here. She just drops the shoulders and takes off. That's Sophie Singleton on that occasion. And fortunately for the Saints, her kick not quite on target. So now the Saints in a foot race towards the wing. Little nudge out. Good use of the body. Bit of experience coming through there. And that was Bridie Cobcroft, one of 2 Cobcrofts out there against Jodie Hicks. And Cobcroft held her own there very well. So bounce now, rushing through, trying to get hold of it, the Saints. They are desperate. They're certainly not without endeavour, the Saints, are they? They're really putting plenty into it. I reckon they'd be aware that they're outgunned, but they're not letting it deter them from putting in maximum effort.
Hustle. They've really lifted the pressure, I reckon, in this quarter.
Yeah, they have indeed. And we see that. So a couple of errant disposal movements by the Panthers, but they've still got it now. So the kick there by Annabelle. Inside the defensive 50 for the Saints. Captured in that tackle, winning it. Go first to the ball was Bassett. High kick. Then again, there it is, showing textbook front position, and that's why you want front position. Did you see that? It's a point in the end, but front spot, and was just able to take off from her direct opponent and or run towards goal. So a good, a pretty clear example of why we want front spot.
Yeah, good presence of mind too to take off quickly and not wait for the player to come around in front of the mark.
Yep.
Just
and while the player
down quick.
The player behind is pleading to the umpire. Indeed, the player with the ball is running towards a goal. So a little bit of experience. There's been a bit of a divide, but in experience as well as capacity between the two sides, I would imagine today. So totally understandable. Maitland, an emerging club in our competition indeed. And if their facilities are anything to go by, there's lots to look forward to. There's no doubt about that. It's the kick towards the wing. Hicks, she swooped on that. That was an outstanding pick-up and take-off. And Is it over the boundary line? I think we might have just been bundled over at the last minute. It'll be brought inside on the ground. Very strong breeze here, so particularly on this side, the umpires will have a tendency to go a little further infield to restart play in these stoppages as the umpire ties up his shoelace. And we'll have a restart now. So we're back in play. Even that ball up there showed the wind grab hold of it and take it towards the boundary, didn't it? So great tackle. So the Maitland Saints really digging in. They know they're up against it, but they also know that they want to continue to improve and become competitive in this division. So they're certainly showing all the signs that they will be capable of doing that. Hustle here. Hicks, that'll go out of bounds on the full. So that's a direct result of the pressure and the close checking that the Saints are doing. Significantly better this quarter so far.
Yep, now they've just got to get it down and put some scoreboard pressure on.
Yeah, well, Shane, you would hate to know this, but that wind has definitely done a complete 360, I think. I just felt like it blew on my back. Mate, I think there's a swirling gust that's indicating it's not now. Or were you just breathing heavy?
No, maybe it was just me. I don't know.
There's a 50-metre
the 50 metre was for there. I thought she was on the mark, number 4. But anyway, umpire's seen something.
Sydney Brunstra will take the kick. Long time servant.
She was on the 50, I think, when the mark was called, so it should be a pretty easy measure.
Yep, well, she'll kick this without any doubt. And almost gets the first killer python too, because it's gone over the fence. It has. She's got a python. Sydney Brunstra earns herself a killer python after the game. Well done.
There you go.
And I didn't think it was going to be capable of being achieved today, but we've got the wonderful new net up there. And,
just looped over, didn't it?
Yeah, and I can't even see anyone going for the ball either. So it looks like one of the neighbours just scored themselves a brand new Sharon if they move quickly. I've put a mental pin on the exact location of it, Shane. Right. I'll go and check that after the game.
You might be down a python, but up a Sharon.
Well, that's a good exchange for me as far as I'm concerned. I'm happy with that. As we go back into the middle, so Sydney Brunstra adding number 8 to the tally for the Panthers.
I was actually trying to find the ball by the look of it. I've got a bit of a delay.
I'm pretty sure the bus has stopped for it. No, he stopped for the bus stop. Of course, that's what buses do.
Someone's got it now.
Yeah, it's been recovered.
It's been recovered.
All right, it's been recovered.
Momentary lapse in play while we wait for this one to come back.
Yep. So, that big net there, that's been installed there. Not quite cutting the mustard on that occasion.
Well, it was about, I reckon, 30 centimetres too short on that occasion.
Yeah. Do you think that was part of the kicking process?
I think it might have been a Maitland tactic when you're against when you're with the breeze. No, it's not. It's a bad tactic, isn't it? You want to get the ball back quickly when you've got the breeze at your back.
Yeah, yep, that's right. I always think it's a bit of a thing when a player kicks it as far as they can from that close. You know, it's a little bit like I'm going to put a bit of dominance on. I'm going to put the foot down.
Well,
Booster showed that. So the kick forward now. Panthers trying to set themselves up another opportunity. There's 2-on-1 here, and they'll get around it. Jada Kennedy kicked the ball, touched just off the boot, and to the fortune of the Maitland Saints, but only momentarily, because wheeling around and kicking another goal is Zoe Boxell. And she is a gift Boxell for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, isn't she? As we look at the replay, Kennedy touched off the boot, but Boxell on her own takes advantage of a fortuitous bounce, I have to say. Never bounced like that for me when I played. But that just held up right on the line and dropped comfortably into a pause. So another goal, take nothing away. It was fortune, but they are working for these fortunes too, the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. Donnelly can't quite get hold of it. That's a intriguing contest between herself and Gidney there. Hard to say who's got the upper hand other than the rest of the team are doing the job for the Panthers. So kick down towards the Panthers forward line. Good contest now. Maitland Saints defence doing a good job here. High ball. No mark taken. Reading it better at ground level is Boonstra. She's starting to come into the game now. Moved into the ruck in recent moments and certainly seizing that chance to get hold of the ball. Deep in the forward line for the Panthers. It looks like the arm might have just slipped up over the shoulder there. And so a free kick now going to Scarlett Sheridan. Bright boots, I love those. Makes her instantly recognisable. And her kick straight to Ariel Gillies.
It's a little bit of sloppy checking there by Maitland. They need to be on her.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Ariel Gillies, she's a known forward target for the Panthers for a few seasons now. She should kick this and does well. Reads the win neatly. And she's kicked that. So that's number 10 for the Panthers, I should say. Looking like they're going to build a percentage-boosting score at the moment, the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. Very one-side in terms of the scoring, not so one-side in terms of just the around-the-ground play, particularly the defence. They're having to do a mountain of work, the Maitland Saints girls, and got to be commended for it.
Yeah, as we saw on the replay there, she was unattended there. She had a paddock around her and just too easy to grab that one out the air. And
worth mentioning, though, they have met the Terrigal Avoca Panthers on an exponential rise. They are an ascending side, and they are rising, elevating at a rate of knots, too. It's exciting to see because they're closing the gap between themselves and the top end of the competition really quickly. And I hope it serves as inspiration to all the other clubs when they see it, rather than just looking at it as another side that's going to get big scores on them. Look at what's been done.
That's it.
And see how we can replicate that for our particular
exactly.
geography. So because it can be done, Shane. There's no doubt about it. There's a series of hand passes now. See the ball in Billy Jeffrey's hands. Her boot sends it all the way. Feel that? That's behind us, Shane, that wind.
There's been a whistle and a...
Can you feel that wind behind us?
I can a little.
Is that not on your back?
It is on my back at this stage, so I'm just trying to see here where the ball's coming back. Was played on and went through the goals, but it's coming back.
So is Ariel Gillies
going the way of the Maitland Saints?
Right. Okay. Well, Shane, if that ball's not going the way for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers now, if you can't feel that, that's right on my back. That is blowing directly the way of the wind and the way we're looking right now. So that is a 300 and no, it's not 360.
180 degrees.
180 degrees. Yes, because 360 would be still
the same way it was.
But indeed, I always forget. I always miss that out. So. 180 degree spin on that breeze, and it's a significant breeze. So
we lost another ball here. A bit of a delay here.
Yeah.
I think they've.
So Shane, technically, if that breeze has gone 180 degrees and it's a 5-goal breeze, then the 10 goals that the Panthers are has been wind assisted, and Maitland Saints should be able to get themselves back in the game next. I
like your way of thinking.
There's no. What have you got without hope? As Boxall takes the mark. Kicks long, sends it straight back into the hot spot. A scramble at ground level. Saints have got to get some clean possession here, and they do. Hand pass out wide. They've got outside runners. They've done well here under pressure, the Saints. Can they continue it on down past the wing? First to the ball is the Panthers, and a quick hand pass. It was a good hand pass by Gabrielle Ralphs. She does well. It's back with the Saints now, though. Gidney's got this. She should be able to get clear enough to get a kick. She's done very well. Oh, it's just come off the side. Bounced just before it, but it makes no difference.
Yep.
They're going to rope a steer here. And Jodie Hicks will take the free kick. So unlucky there, because they did well on those couple of occasions to keep themselves out of deep danger. Kick in board is effective.
Oh, they'll give away 50 here if they're not lucky. If they're unlucky, no, just in time.
I don't have a 42 on my list, unfortunately, so I have to get a read on that particular player. Kick down the line, raffling the ball amongst themselves, the two sides. Panthers get a toe poke to it. And a scramble. Maitland Saints in the right spot, but,
smothered off the boot.
It was touched, so still a free kick.
No, it'll be a ball in if it's been touched. Oh.
Yeah,
or not.
I'm gonna. Let's get.
I thought that looks touch off the boot anyway.
I'm gonna get Daryl Luck on my show this week and have a chat and get some clarification on that. So, I know he'll be busy. There's 550 games milestone reached this weekend. But the Maitland Saints now, they're in the cherished position of being inside their forward 50. Hand pass there, kick by Tanisha Wells. She's a competitor, sends it long. They've still got it in their hands now. They must be desperate now. Play continues. Cobcroft gets hold of it. She can't get free. In the hands now, that's with Keely Cobcroft now. Both Cobcrofts in amongst it. That's a mouthful for one commentator. So it's Keely Cobcroft.
It's a
Cobcroft.
A Cobcroft gobstopper.
Yes. It's a Cobcroft commentator curse. But she'll kick this. She's in range against the wind. Sinks the boot into it. Front spot by the Panthers there. Goes to ground. And it looks like Nicholas gets the clearing kick. She finds Sophie Birkinshaw, the captain this year. And they're out of danger now. But there's two Maitland Saints here. They need to work it well. And that on that occasion, that's Jade Bassett who's got hold of it. She kicks it long in the forward position. That is a great tackle. That is a, I don't care who you are, you're not getting past me type attitude. And that was brilliant. So I think, is it Billy Gaston who got that then? Did very, very well. And her kick is of equal measure. Georgia Hales. So another known contributor for the Maitland Saints, Georgia Hales. She sends it long. It's right in front of the line here. Opportunity to score for the Saints. And it's Katrin Donnelly who ruins the party for them by rushing her behind. But they are on the scoreboard. That's an account open now.
Yep. For
the Maitland Saints. And they did very well just to bullock their way to their coalface and manage themselves a score. And they want to continue that type of relentless effort because they know they're capable now.
Yeah, their work ethic this quarter's been great. Well, actually, the whole game's been great. They've shown a lot of heart.
Yeah, they certainly have. Tanisha Wells over there. It'd be good to see her bring herself into the game. She's a very capable combatant. The rock knock comes down. Swooping on it. Maitland have done well out of this. Outstanding stuff. I think that was Taylor then who kicked it forward. So leading the charge to the race of the loose ball are the Panthers. And Katrin Donnelly kicks it. But there's a swarm of Saints. Mark's been paid. Umpire says play on now. There's three of them. They need to work this out. They do well. The kick long. Skylar Dunn sends it up high. Comes down. And there's a scramble. This is a better level of intensity and desperation by the Maitland Saints. And rightly so, there was another 5-goal, I think it was a 5-goal, 4-goal quarter there, Shane. Or was it,
4-goal quarter.
4-goal quarter. So marked improvement in terms of the score that was relinquished, I guess. But I think what we did see was an increase in their intensity.
Yep,
and their effort.
It was great.
And the follow-on effort, their second efforts and things like that. So we might see a good turn from the Maitland Saints in the second half, but we'll take a break right now as Terrigal will lead the charge.
Yeah, well, the next two people we're about to meet today, or the next person anyway, Shane was the scene stealer for round 3 on the Anzac Day, and it was her very first game of Australian rules football. Now, Jade Batten, Anzac Day, has a very special place for her as she's a veteran of the Australian Defence Force. The game, as I said, marked her very first game in Australian rules football, and with what a debut. I mean, she was obviously spotted by you and Chop and very noticeable all around the ground, and we'd love to introduce to everyone now on the podcast Jade Batten from the Killarney Vale Football Club.
Well, why don't I bring her in? She's just.
Here she comes. How good?
I knew the minute I let you in, you'd have disappeared from the camera. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Yeah, going really well. Look, thank you so much for joining us on the Black Diamond podcast, Jade. And
thanks for having me. I have no idea what I'm doing here.
No, that's all right. We'll just ask the questions and you give us all you got, I reckon. Look, your first game of footy, and you player of the match in our eyes. Anyway, what got you into football and who got you into the footy?
This club specifically and playing was one of the players, Jackie Green. She plays for the team and she also trains at my CrossFit gym. And she's been asking me for ages, like, come to training. And I've just been like, no, like, I don't want to play sport. Like, my sporting era's over. I haven't played sport for, 8 years. I'll get injured, I don't want to play. And then she just kept really annoying me about it. And so one day I went down to training and had a great time. And I was like, all right, I'm in, I'll play. This was in pre-season this year. And, I just love it. So my favourite nights of the week is Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah, well, it certainly looked to us, and I think both Corey and I sort of thought, wow, this player stands out. Obviously, tats all over the arms. You're very distinguishable from a looks point of view, but it was what looked to be a genuine joy and excitement for the game that grabbed us in the commentary box too. We sort of really liked that enthusiasm you brought. There was potentially a few skills that could be improved on that comes with obviously being new to the sport. But we love what you brought to the game. Now that was game number 1. Are we right on Saturday?
Yeah. I played 2 trial games, but that was officially first game. Yep.
And how do you go talking with a coach about going from not having played before to jumping straight up into a pretty handy cup side that is stacked full of stars? How did that come about?
Well, when I decided to join, I like to go all in on everything I do. So I spoke to Brad and I said, I know I'm new here and I've got a lot to learn. But my goal for the season is to make the cup team, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get there. I just made him aware of that, and I guess I show up to training every week with that in mind. I ask the girls for feedback. I want to learn, and I know I have a lot to learn, even the rules of the game. So I spoke to Brad, and he's been really great with that, and to give me the opportunity to play on Anzac Day was amazing. That was really special to me, so I was super grateful for that. I guess I just made him aware that that's what I want to work towards, and go from there.
No, that's excellent. And I did a little bit of snooping around, and I know that you own a CrossFit gym, and you've also been a veteran in the Australian Defence Force. So obviously, from all of us, thank you for your service. Can you talk to us about your gym, and I guess a little bit about yourself outside the game?
Yeah, for sure. So my CrossFit gym, CrossFit Midnight Life, is in Long Jetty. I moved up here and opened that 4 years ago on Anzac Day, so 2022. And prior to that, I had another gym somewhere else when I got out of the Army, and just decided that I wanted to get into fitness. I was finished with rugby. I played rugby union while I was in the Army, and opened a gym because it was something that I loved doing. And I found after my rugby career was over, I finished up having 2 shoulder surgeries. And for me, starting CrossFit is how I got into my rehab and stuff for my shoulder surgeries, and then just went from there and kept going. And we have a lot of people come to CrossFit from sport or complementing their sport and what they do. And we've even had a couple of girls from the club come over, and sort of complements. I feel like CrossFit really transfers over into explosive sports like what we play.
Yeah, we saw on the weekend you going back with the flight of the ball into a marking contest. It was right on the wing in front of the commentary box there, and you took a fairly hefty hit. It was one of the gutsiest moves we saw for the whole day. Does your CrossFit strength sort of allow you to bounce back up? You sort of went off for only a few minutes, and then you were back out there again for the next quarter. I thought, wow, that's tough. Do you think a bit of CrossFit credits you there?
Yeah, I'm going to be biased here and say yes, but it is true. I think if you have a strong base of support, you're just going to be stronger on the field. You'll be able to take bumps easier, all that sort of stuff. And I suppose coming from a rugby union background as well, sort of taking big hits and having to get up again, it did just take me a moment to get up that time. I think they thought I got hit pretty hard in the head, but I was just pretty winded and just needed to take a minute. So, I definitely think CrossFit adds to that and complements the footy.
Oh, you got yourself on mute there, Ash.
Sorry, Jade. I muted myself for a second. Then, would you like to just give your CrossFit gym another shout out, just in case there's anyone on the podcast that's willing to join, where it is and how they might be able to contact you?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's CrossFit Midnight Life. We're in Long Jetty. You can search us on Instagram, CrossFit Midnight Life _ Longevity. We're on the main road there. Come on down for a free trial. Come try it out. And any teams out there, like we work with the Bombers on wet nights if we have them and stuff. So getting them in the gym, somewhere to train still. So, yeah. Thanks, guys.
Jade, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you. You are the only player with a 100% record for games played and Scene Stealer Awards won. So long may that continue. Been great having you on, and we look forward to seeing you again down the track.
Awesome. Thanks heaps, guys.
Thanks heaps, Jade.
Have a good night. See ya.
The women's scene stealer from the Cardiff Football Club, Anastasia Bacchus. While we're queuing up Anastasia, she commenced playing footy last year with the Birds and played 20 games in her first year, including a cup debut in round 1 versus probably the toughest team in the comp last year, Killarney Vale. She polled 2 votes in last year's Elliot Davey Medal Night against Terrigal Avoca. She was fortunate to play in a semi-final last year against the eventual premiers in Newcastle City in the plate comp. Anastasia, how are you today? Welcome to the Black Diamond Podcast.
Hi guys, thank you for having me. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Going well, thanks.
That's good.
Good. And obviously a big game on the weekend. It was Anzac Day, and you walked away with a Scene Stealer Award. How did you find the game? Number one, playing on Anzac Day, and then your actual performance. How did you feel you went?
Yeah, amazing day, great weather, really. And of course, Anzac Day is just such a special day to pay our respects and remember the Anzacs, and it's an absolute honour to be able to play on such a special day like that. Warners Bay played so good. It was such good fun. Yeah, I can't complain, really.
And we've never really met you before. We've been at a few of the games that you've played. What got you into footy, and what's the best thing about the game in the time you've played footy so far?
Yeah, so I only started playing footy last year. I always grew up playing soccer. And honestly, it's just an amazing game. Like, it has everything in it. It's got tackling, kicking, goals. Like, it's just such a good sport. You couldn't ask for more in a sport. Like, what else could you want, really?
What is it with Cardiff and that connection with soccer players? Obviously, we saw Matty Galagos kick 6 on the weekend. And is there something special that Cardiff do to try and draw across the soccer players to the club?
I think it's just the recruiting and just like everyone being friends with everyone and saying it's such a good club and supporting each other, and it just kind of gets the ball rolling from there and snowballs. And yeah, there's just heaps of soccer players at that club because it's a great sport to transition into.
Yeah, excellent. And there's another really good soccer player that was on your runners, one of your runners on Saturday in Melina Ayres.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Are we getting her to play this year?
Oh, mate, maybe a celebrity appearance at some point, hopefully. Fingers crossed. We'd love that.
No, I had a chat to her after the game and I said to her, look, you've just got to come back for one game, yeah? So she did talk to me about contract. I think there's something to do with a contract for a particular A-League club that prevents her from playing too much. I think that's what
I'd say so. She's a pretty hot commodity. It'd be hard to get her.
And Savannah Newton, she's a special talent, isn't she? Describe playing with her.
Oh my God, it's absolutely unreal. You can just rely on her constantly, and she just darts around so quick. Never drops the ball, can pick up the ball so far. She can do it all. She's always there.
Now, the team's been sort of persistent finalists the last couple of years. No doubt the team goal is to once again get up into those finals and hopefully walk away holding up a cup. But what about yourself personally? What are your goals for season 2026?
Honestly, just being such a new player, I just want to improve all around, really. Maybe get better at choosing to handball instead of...
Fantastic chat there from both Jade Batten and Anastasia Bacchus. Really excited to hear from them as we return to HM Constructions Park / Max McMahon Oval, Corey. I've tested out that canteen, mate, and it is good.
Good, Adam. How are you, mate? Just having a little cheerio to one of our Terrigal Avoca Panthers who were victorious in the men's plate game a bit earlier. Adam Gary had a good game too. But we're back here with Women's Cup action. And Terrigal take off where they left off in the last half and kick it deep into their forward line through the agency of Mills. But Maitland Saints have taken the mark and they've got it out of danger with a surging kick. The Panthers are waiting for it, pounced on it and have sent it straight back from whence it came. Jodie Kennedy this time, hand pass further afield. She finds Lauren Atwood, back to Kennedy. Another hand pass again, but the Maitland Saints were ready. And a terrific tackle by Tanisha Wells. She looks like she's come up a little gingerly. She's probably hurt, but tough little customer there. Been doing the job for the Saints for a little while now. She's got an option further afield. Marking contest there. And Jade Bassett, the lone combatant there for the Saints, and the Terrigal Avoca Panthers get control of it. They send it straight back into the forward 50. They are tenacious. It's in the hands now. I didn't see who that play was. It was a goal,
kick.
though, nonetheless.
32, I think.
Terrific work. And that's a great goal. Was it Atwood? As we look at this wonderful feature of a replay, it was unreal. Great play. They are tenacious at ground level.
32, whoever 32 is.
That's Sophie Birkinshaw. That's what it says on my list.
Didn't look like Sophie Birkinshaw.
Certainly didn't, and I'm sure she wasn't wearing pink boots at the start of the game. So unless they've got a panel shop in there somewhere, I don't know if that was exactly right. But anyway, nonetheless, it's another goal for the Panthers, and that gives them, I believe, 11 goals, 73. They are absolutely swamping along and looking very good to try and assume a mantle at that very high top of the table. Good mark taken by Maitland Saints, so that thereabouts as a legend of the league, Morris Goolagong comes over and says hello. From one legend to another, eh, Morris?
And shout out to Morris for letting me sneak in and grab a chicken burger before him as well there at the canteen.
He's a good man, Morris Goolagong.
He sure is.
Didn't let too many people sneak in front of him during his playing career, I can assure you. And I'm surprised he let you get in and get a chicken burger before him, that's for sure.
Well, you know, the broadcast has to go on, as they say.
Yep, absolutely. Kick now by the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. And the ball finds the boundary line. No, it doesn't. Kept alive by Kennedy. Hand pass inboard. They're still going, the Panthers. But and a free kick will be ensuing here, so they'll get a shot on goal. And I don't think the Saints were aware that the ball had spilled out in that passage of play. So running around the mark, and the goal is kicked without too much trouble whatsoever. And a good goal in the end, and that was by Emma Bailey. So one of those star recruits we're talking about. And Shane, I've got to say, I'm going to put a request in to the construction company of the facilities here, because as beautiful as the facilities look and perfect for the players, from a commentator's perspective, we're in thoroughfare here. And I just keep getting tapped on the shoulder by people to say hello and missing important parts of the game. And I would be remiss of my duties.
Well, stage 2 of the development job, I believe there is a Corey Hopper broadcast box.
Yes, but I'm starting to think more and more, Shane, that might be a little tongue-in-cheek when they keep promising me this.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like I could be being sold a dummy as Boonstra hand passes to Boxall. Boxall loops the hand pass over the top, then puts the right support, and they are still moving forward, the Panthers. Boonstra again, long kick, looking for teammates further afield. Atwood brings the ball down to ground. They're still alive. Maitland Saints under pressure again. They're relatively good in this situation, but somehow the Panthers find a way to goal, and they've done it here. Jodie Kennedy this time chiming in with a great finish, and that's number 12. So they just keep finding a way, the Panthers, and testament to them. As much as this is going to be a tough day out for the Maitland Saints girls, it's a part of that learning curve. But for those of us who are across the league with the news and views and everything else associated with local footy, it's exciting to see another club find that next tier of capacity.
Yeah, it is. And I can't wait to see them go up against Cardiff because I think they'll be...
Yes.
I think they'll have a real dig at them from what we've seen so far.
Shane, you've just nailed it with that. I think that is going to be a really good litmus test. But before they get that opportunity, they go up against the best in the business next week, and we'll be covering it too. So I'm literally just salivating with anticipation over that clash. I think that's going to be the real litmus test because, for my mind, the Killarney Vale Bombers are far and away the top side. I think what we've seen at Newcastle City, I think Killarney Vale look like they're the ones that have edged forward a little bit since last year's grand final. But this outfit that we're looking at right here, they are the fastest movers so far.
Yep.
But they are coming from a fair way further back in the pack too. So Tamara Nicholas launches one to centre half forward. There's numbers there for the Panthers. Gillies overruns it. And some great defensive work done there by Georgia Jenkins. She kicks it further afield. And the Maitland Saints get an opportunity to try and load one up. Picked up there. That's great footy by Mulholland. Still with the Maitland Saints. This is a great build-up here. Skylar Dunn sends one high into the forward line. Opportunity now for the Maitland Saints. They would love a goal now, and they deserve one entirely. Dower defence. Boonstra hand passes one errantly. They're still in amongst it here, the Saints. And you're just wheeling them towards the goal line, aren't you?
Oh, am I ever.
It doesn't matter where your loyalties lie. You want to see sides just push through against all the obstacles and find a way to goal. We've seen a few 0-0, so double donut score lines in women's comp in recent years, and we just love to see that scoreline at least be affected a little bit, especially when there's a big class difference between the competition. So now ball kicked out. The Panthers are now trying to mount something on that far wing. I commend the Maitland Saints endeavour. They really are in amongst it. In terms of their commitment to the game and to the contest, they really have been in it everywhere across the ground. And it is just a tale of two cities in terms of where their development progress is. That's all it is. And I think the good thing is the female players understand that as well. So it's not something that will put them off playing or anything like that. So chance now for the Panthers through the agency of one Scarlett Sheridan.
Did she hit that?
And that is a goal.
Is a great goal.
Great goal. Scarlett Sheridan on that occasion.
That's a goal of the day contender.
Yep. The Scarlett kicker goal. That was meant to be a play on the Scarlett Pimpernel, but
I kind of liked it. It was better than the Goggins work earlier, but anyway. As we see that one bounce through on the replay. Outstanding work, outstanding.
Yep, certainly was. So they keep mounting him up. I see the scoreboard operator has just thrown the towel in for the day.
Well, I don't know whether there's an easy way to get the stat. We might need to rely on Andy Bulbin during the week, but Terrigal Avoca, 15-7-97. They are nudging triple figures, and I don't know whether they would have nudged triple figures too often in Women's Cup.
That's a question that can only be left for one AB statsman, and he's probably logging that in his mental library right now.
Well, the ball's down the other end. I wonder where he does a quick little look up now for us.
I think so. He's got files and files of that data inside his own brain, so no doubt. He's calculating a few great tips, facts, and records for us this week, as he always does. Ball up now, and the work of Matilda Taylor has been very good for the Maitland Saints. She's been rucking all on her own today, but it's the Panthers who get hold of it, and this time through Emma Bailey. She's been very good today. Hand pass inboard now finds Grace Reed. She kicks towards goal, right in the hot spot now. They're battling forcefully through there, the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. Ball still in dispute. Head over the top of it there. The Maitland Saints, she's handled without it. Could have been given a free kick. Nothing doing, says the umpire. Now, the Panthers, one out. That was Isabel Arms trying to get it onto the boot. Can't do it. Maitland Saints have done very well to emerge with it there. Kick smothered. Luckily, there was support. Read it well off hands then in the end with Skylar Dunn. So they got it back to the wing now. And now they've just got to beat try and win a few more of these one-on-ones. It's Tamara Nicholas from the Panthers. She's got it, kicks it back inside the 50, and good kick, well weighted. They can't take the mark, the Panthers, but they are relentless in their pursuit of the ball, and this is outstanding work through Hicks. She's gotten hold of it, just did not lose her feet. Now the ball will be tied up here, and I imagine we'll get a throw up. We do indeed. So this is what is positive about the Maitland Saints, is being able to just continue with this relentless pursuit of the ball that the Panthers have, but stay with that direct opponent. And if they lock the ball up or even emerge with it like they have done there, they're positive aspects to what they're trying to achieve. So one-on-one here between Ivy Wilden and Sydney Boonstra, and have to say Boonstra won that one in the end because the Panthers emerged with it. They're not done yet though, the Saints. So they've got hold of the ball now, and incorrect disposal. Tough call, isn't it? Because it comes out in the tackle. She gives it a crack to try and get it out. Was Monique Craig. The kick being taken by Churchwood. She kicks forward. Picked up then by Grace Reed, and she puts one straight on the chest. Is that?
Maybe it's a 33. Maybe it's a 3.
It is 33,
okay,
and that would be Scarlett Sheridan.
That makes more sense.
Do apologise, Scarlett Kinkagol. And does indeed. So we'll work on that one. That's
it's going to need some work.
Definitely in progress, that one. So stick with me on that, Scarlett. We'll get back to you with something impressive later. Instead, we'll have to stick with the impressive aspect of that kick just then, which brings up the 16th goal and the triple-figure scoreline for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. Shane, it's a good point you raised. That would be somewhat of a exciting moment for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. You were right in saying that. It would have been a very long time, if ever, they've scored over 100 points. But I wouldn't go so far as say it's never been done.
No, probably never, but it wouldn't have happened often, I wouldn't have thought.
No. In fact, if there is any fair children out there listening to the... Dave Fairchild's been very active with women's footy for a long time. I'm sure he would remember if they ever had. I know if he's watching. I know he's coaching out Wyong Lakes Way, I think, today. Dave, give us a call if you hear this. Hand pass to Catherine Donnelly. She launches one into the forward 50. Maitland Saints are there. They can't grasp it by air. Instead, lock up the contest and force a stoppage. Not the worst result. Ball up now. Tap down. Gillies, hand pass, finds a Maitland Saint player. Toe pokes it up. They don't give up, do they? Oh, strong tackle there on Donnelly. And ball with Monique Craig. Her hand pass, chopped off by the Panthers. But the kick ensuing is marked, and that's a good mark.
It is, yeah. No, really held her ground well. Eyes for the ball.
Absolutely. Long kick out wide. They'll want to get their hands on it here, the Saints. They will. Was that a little finger tipper? I think it was. Tamara Nicholas, she's been really good today. She's on scene stealing
she
form.
Is, yep.
So scene stealer watch, Shane. We'll have to get a graphic for that. Scene stealer watch. So that's not stealer watch. That's scene stealer watch.
No, don't steal a watch. You get in trouble for that.
We do not promote that in any way, shape or form. And
that lady there
Jodie Hicks
has
just kicked from the outside of the boot, just the right amount of curvature, and it snakes around and gets another one. 17 goals, 109. Sky's the limit for what they can achieve here today, and this will be a morale boosting as well as percentage boosting win for them. This is a sort of form they're going to have to find and sustain if they are really going to genuinely mix it with the top. Shane, am I premature in saying we have a new... I'm not just saying top 4 contender. Could we possibly have... Dare I say it, because it'll be just one of those Mighty Ducks type scenarios, but could we have a contender for a premiership, a new contender for a premiership?
I'm not sure about for the premiership, but I think to enter that top tier, we talk about women's having the 2 tier, and these guys are, I think, now a tier 1 club alongside Cardiff City and Carnival, and next week will be a great test for them.
I may be forced to eat my shorts with this, but I think I'm seeing a little deeper in this squad, and I think we do. I genuinely do.
Well, there we go.
I think that we're going to see an exponential improvement in their progress in a year that is going to blow the minds of the rest of the footballing community, and probably blow the minds of the players themselves, actually. But I think they haven't just emerged up in that top tier. I think they will emerge as a genuine competitor for a premiership this year. Next week will be a test, but I don't think the women's game are as affected by the mental game as much as the men, to be honest. I don't think this Terrigal outfit will go there and go, well, we're playing last year's premiers and get the speed wobbles. I think they'll just go there and say, this is just another team we've got to beat. Well, it remains to be seen, so we'll talk about that no more during the week, no doubt. I'll probably get a bit of hate mail as well.
Well, you pumped up a team, but I don't know you can get hay mail for.
Well, I won't get hay mail from the team that I'm pumping up, that's for sure. As the Maitland Saints battle solidly, they maintain possession of the ball here. They'll be penalised for that, and it's tough because Eddie Thomas was doing a great job just trying to break her way through there. Gillies will get the kick. They've got a great forward structure, the Panthers. They seem to have it really well set up, and they do lock it in. Front spot, beautifully. That's Ella Gidney. I think that's Ella Gidney.
Number 8.
Yeah, Ella Gidney. She's been great. She's been amongst the best for her side today, by far. Been amongst two or three that have really stood out for the Saints today. Another ball up now on the wing. As the sun pokes its way out through the Maitland sky. We've had a little bit of cloud cover today. No threat of rain whatsoever. But
hey, don't you start jinxing us.
No, I won't. I've been nothing but commendable of the New South Wales weather since the start of this season. We haven't even had so much as a threat of a washout. Normally we've had 4 by now, by round 4.
Well, we're still only round 3.
Yeah,
no,
technically,
it is fantastic.
4
really
weeks of unaffected football. It's been just wonderful. So thank you, New South Wales weather controllers. It's been really good of you not to wash out any of our games. So squash out the washout. Got to say that campaign was successful, wasn't it, Shane, in the end? It's the Panthers. Free kick. They're doing well. I feel like, despite the fact that the scoring's still free-flowing for the Panthers, I feel like the Saints are getting better as the game goes on.
Yep.
Just seem to be controlling the ball a little more, but that might also be an indication that how Terrigal are becoming more efficient when they've actually got it. As the long kick into the Maitland forward line is marked by a Panther defender, and they look further afield, looking for Atwood. No mark taken, but numbers are there with the Panthers, and they move it to the next line with ease. Kennedy, she's been very good. Takes a mark, our first chance to get a glimpse of her work this season. Long kick to the coal face now, and Panthers will run onto it, virtually unhindered. Boxall slowed down as she grappled the ball. Kick across the face. Well, lost opportunity there for the Panthers, but they're certainly creating enough of them for themselves that it probably won't worry them too much. But a minor score is all that prevails.
Looks like Jodie Hicks has moved herself up into the forward line too.
I would too if I was the coach, except I'd be doing it because I'm lazy. She's doing it because it's the right thing to do for her rotations, I would suggest. Hence the reason why I'm a commentator, not a coach anymore. So the kick out now. Maitland trying to set something up. Great effort coming in there. That was Bassett, I believe that was, coming there. She overran it in the end.
Yeah, she's shown a lot of pluck today.
Yes. Yeah, they've got a division of red-headed girls out there who have been really great in their attack on the ball. I think there's about 3 of them out there who have been really strong for Maitland today. Makes it difficult for a commentator to pick exactly which one it is because they've all got similar hairstyles, but
and on cue, here's another.
Yeah, on cue, absolutely. I think that's Bassett. And she kicks it long to the wing. They'll win the foot race to the ball here through the agency of Monique Craig, who's been very good. It's bundled out of it in the end there. And getting around with relative ease there was Singleton. She's kicked it long and high. The little hand in the back there. She's got away with it, Kennedy. She's around the mark. Gets a kick away. Looking for Hicks and finds Hicks indeed. And the siren goes fortuitously probably for Maitland, because it looked like it was a build-up to perhaps another goal score. But we're at three-quarter time now, and game comfortably in the hands of the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, 17-8-1-10. Just 1 point to the Maitland Saints. It's a lesson day for the Saints, and we'll be back for the last quarter in just a short break. Welcome back to Max McMahon Oval. We have 1 quarter left to go in the Black Diamond Cup Women's Division match of the round between the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, who are being hosted by the Maitland Saints. It's a one-sided affair at the moment with the rampaging and vastly improved Terrigal Avoca Panthers leading the charge here, 17-8-1-10 to 0-1 for the Maitland Saints. Of course, we must mention that Maitland Saints re-entered the Black Diamond Cup competition just this year, so still finding their feet in the top tier of competition. But make no mistake, we can't take anything away from the efforts and the commitment to the contest they've been able to show. But unfortunately, not a lot going their way on the scoreboard, with the Panthers dominant and really going a flex here, I would say. Shane Darwin?
Yeah, I think so. I think that wind that was really quite strong in the first and second quarters is almost non-existent now. So this game will be pretty free-flowing, I'd suggest. Maitland will look to try and get that magical goal that we've been wishing on them, and we'll see what happens.
You're dead right, mate. We will most certainly. Borgie, how are you, mate? Coach of the successful Terrigal Avoca Panthers, just wandering through, and another example of us being in the wrong spot here, Shane, as we see the action take.
I'm just surprised you shook his hand after he left you off the team this week, Chop.
Well, there's another.
Given him the cold shoulder.
There's still another 12 rounds for Borgie to give me a game before the end of the year. So. Did you see that? That was commitment, Shane. That was
looks
commitment.
like he might get a run.
Very good. As we see the action continuing down on the field before us. And the Maitland Saints just battling away, doing all they can to try and get that elusive goal. The kick by Bailey, deep in the forward line. Oh, what a pickup! Did you see that by Hicks?
She's silky smooth, isn't she?
Well, you know, if anyone is of any doubt about the jump between sort of local, top-tier local footy up to the next level at, well, there's a couple of levels up, isn't it, from local footy up to AFLW?
Yep.
Well, look no further than Jodie Hicks out there, a now retired former Richmond player in the AFLW. She has had some experience at the very top level, and you can just see that level of class.
Worth the price of admission, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Been trying to tee up a chat with her and Chris Bishop and how they integrate the men's and women's. We'll just follow this action here as Hicks gets hold of it at ground level. Hand passes further out to Atwood. Atwood's hand pass is a little off target. And it looks like the ball might get held up here. Waiting for a whistle as they paddle it out. Rolling scrum action. Still alive. Umpire lets it run, which is good work. Hand pass out to Atwood. She kicks towards goal, but it's come off hands there. It's only a point ensuing. Yeah, we'd love to have Chris Bishop hasn't been available, so I haven't been able to get hold of Jodie at the same time, but I'd love to have a chat with them and just talk to her about whether she actually gets out of second or third gear in this contest, because she is just a masterclass of skill. As the Maitland Saints bring the kick in, and a great effort there. They have not lied down, the Saints, there's no doubt about that. And they're away now. Get it to the centre of the ground. Nicholas, who's put her hand up for probably best on ground there. She's got a couple of contenders with her. Jada Kennedy's been very impressive. Kick forward now. They try and pressure that goal line. Great work. That's Jade Bassett, and she's been really good in the back half of this game for the Maitland Saints. Unable to break through on this occasion, but at very least showing a contest and stalling the forward movement and the flow of ball to the forward line for the Panthers. And that is something that they can certainly highlight when they watch the reel. And there's Bassett there who's taken the kick. So she's been a highlight for the Maitland Saints. Her kick finds a target, but she's tackled really quickly. And they're relentless. I think there's an injury done.
Yeah, it's just the real awkward the way she was
they're calling
grabbed.
over med staff. Was she clutching her leg there, Shane?
The Terrigal player beneath her is not moving, so I'm thinking that it's not good. It's starting to move now.
It doesn't look like she's moving her leg. She's up. Got a read on who it is. Oh, that's good sportsmanship, isn't it, from the girls there? Just comforting her through that. She's obviously in a little bit of distress. Looks like she might have a shoulder injury or something.
Yeah, so
Shane.
she's certainly conscious and certainly okay, but
That's the worst thing about shoulder injuries.
Yeah.
You're normally very, very aware that you've got one,
Yep.
and you certainly can feel it. They can be really, really tough to deal with. Yeah, they've got a stretcher, so she's in a bit of strife there, and we hate seeing this.
yes, we do.
Unfortunately, it's a aspect of the game we have to contend with, and we're always at risk with it. But we never like to see it happen. So we'll have a break. The sides are breaking into their respective team groups. So Panthers very quick to get into their huddle. Maitland doing so now as well. So hopefully, it's always hard to say. Hopefully not too much damage done here, and the player involved.
Yeah, we saw a stretcher go out in the plate game, and and Henderson ended up getting up and walking off from that one. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for a similar result here.
Yeah, of course. As we see Black Diamond Men's Cup sides respectively going through their warm-up. An exciting encounter surely to grace us there with the Maitland Saints enjoying a 2-0 start to their season, sitting right up in the top part of the competition. They've been harshly dealt in terms of the cards they've been given in recent seasons. They've started seasons looking fairly promising, only to have injuries and omissions and players leaving the club, not for any other reason than to pursue opportunities at a higher ceiling, because they produce a lot of great young talent here at Maitland. But trying to galvanise that squad that's going to take them to the next tier has sort of evaded them in recent seasons when you thought it wouldn't. But 2-0 is a great start. They've got great facilities here, and there's no reason why this can't be one of those seasons that sees the Maitland Saints start to elevate a little beyond that bottom half of the table where they've sort of languished the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, and just a quick shout out to Xavier Russell, who's down playing in AFL Sydney and picked up Rising Star Award last week. So
yeah, he did.
How handy he'd be for them this week.
Well,
if he was still here.
We remember one Maitland Saint Junior named Riley Hawes, who did something similar a couple of seasons ago. Unfortunately for Maitland, he ended up coming back and playing at Warners Bay, but he kicked a bag and got a Scene Stealer Award on the Anzac Day game, and is emerging as one of our most exciting young talents.
Yeah,
so
7 goals too, they were outstanding.
Russell, one of 2 Russells that have started off in Maitland Saints, and that's the tale of their city a little bit. They have players like that emerge and then go and find opportunities at a higher level. So they're known as a great nursery. They just got to shackle them up and keep them here. As the kick goes into the forward line now, that's Donnelly with the secondary kick, sending it in the Ariel Gillies direction. Gillies can't get it clean, and she's got 2 Maitland Saints hot on her heels. They emerge with the ball and do very well here. So a succession of hand passes sees Maitland get out of danger. So the bounce out towards the wing. That was an elusive bounce on that occasion for Gidney. She's been great today. Boonstra with the ball now. Held up. We'll have a ball up. So some promising signs here for Maitland Saints. They aren't without things to look forward to, that's for sure. And as we said, it's an emerging area here in the Maitland district, and I do think they're going to experience the benefit and flow-on effect of a lot of new people moving into the area, a lot of new estates being built. That usually means a lot of new junior football players looking for a place to make themselves home. So I would say that we're going to see a bit of a boon for them in sport in general, but certainly AFL in the next 10 years. Kick then for the Panthers as they try and build something. They haven't had a goal for a little while. They would not be used to that on a day like today. Sort of been popping in there every 2 or 3 minutes so far. But they've been on this, stuck on 17 for a little while now. We've got a ball up. It's a great ruck win for the Saints on that occasion. We'll see it reset again. Matilda Taylor, the ruckman for the Saints. A real physical presence. She's been winning most of the ruck knocks today. And they get the ball out here, but waiting for that is Emma Bailey. She's been just hovering around that congestion all day and doing very well, eking the ball out of it. Skylar Dunn now. Kicks long on the ball. Georgia Hales tries to get hold of it for the Saints. A fair bit of below the knee work here. They need to be clean. Crushing in tackle there, and that means Georgia Hales should get a free kick, I think. Oh, holding the ball. So I read that incorrectly. So coming like an absolute steamroller was Mackenzie Penn for the Panthers, and she's earned herself a free kick for it. Probably get a job road profiling with that sort of attack on the player too, I reckon. Maitland Saints, they hold up. They are resisting that relentless flow on from the Panthers to give away a goal. So if they stay on 17 goals for the rest of the match, they can rightly say that was a win for them, you would think, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would. There's still half a quarter.
That's what I mean. That would be a big win. So, maybe ambitious for me to suggest
it might be ambitious given there's been a mark in the square.
It certainly has, and I think is it Ariel Gillies?
Yeah, it is indeed.
She should kick this. Will she hit the road? Killer Python on. She's gone for it.
Just caught the top of the...
I tell you what, it's a great goal, and I hope that's their first focus, but it looks to me like they'd like a Killer Python. That was just shy of it. So, another goal to the Panthers.
She really used her body well there to take that mark, and then once she marked it, she wasn't missing from that angle, that's for sure.
Certainly was. Yeah, that was a great effort. So, wait, mate. So, it's a procession of greetings at this time of day, isn't it, Shane?
He's a popular man, is one, Corey Holmer.
I'm not sure if the audience can hear it, but I'm constantly whispering under my breath, hey, mate. So those dead spaces, folks, it's not through a lack of me thinking of something to say. I can tell you right now, that's never the case. So back in the middle now, just under half a quarter to go before this match is all done and dusted, and the Panthers have still got something to say as Reed kicks it forward for the Panthers. Scramble, it's a bit of high contact there. Looks like the Panthers will end up losing the ball. So that's odd because the Panthers got the high contact. So the umpire saw something I didn't. Kicked out of that forward 50, only to have the Panthers arrest control of the ball again and surge into their forward line. That is a great kick. Just rolled across the face in the end. It'll find the boundary line. No, it won't. They've done very well to keep that alive. I think that's come off a body there. That's out in the full, as is the indication by Andy Baldwin. So free kick to the Maitland Saints here. So what will they do as the time clock rolls down towards the end of the game? The game is well and truly beyond doubt. All you can do is just stick to your processes and keep going, can't you? What a great
tackle. Yeah.
And that, Shane, it's almost, as I was saying it, that is the sort of stuff that would please a coach right now. If a side that's under siege, that's going to lose comprehensively against a very capable side, that's the sort of stuff that would please a coach, I think, that even at this stage of the game, they're chasing down their opponents and trying to avoid that happening. But it's hard. When you've got somebody of that calibre, very hard to slow down. So Jodie Hicks with another one. Jodie Hicks goes and kicks another 6.
Between the sticks.
She's got a bag of tricks.
Yeah, great finish there. That was a classy bit of work, not so much from us and our rhyming, but from Jodie Hicks and her roving in the ball and putting it in between the two big sticks.
What do you mean, Shane? That was musical gold as far as football commentators go.
If you and I are still here and not on Fox Footy last week, it'll be a miracle. Next week, it'll be a miracle.
That was a commentary equivalent of a 2-part harmony, mate. We should be pleased with that. And back in the middle now. And this time, Ella Gidney, she has not given up. Still rolling along, doing everything she can for her Saints. They've got the ball in their hands. It took them a long time to get number 8. Oh, no, that was 19. Sorry.
It took them a while to get 18, but then 18 and 19 did come quickly.
Right, okay. Yep. I meant to say that when they were still on 17, but a kick now. Whistle blown.
Yeah, high tackle.
All right.
Maitland Saints will get this one.
good
Umpiring's been real good today. I've enjoyed their work today.
Yep, very good. They've let the game flow and
Yep.
called it when they needed to. So a fortunate result for Maitland, only to be overturned there. So a kicking danger call now. We'll see Terrigal Avoca get control of the ball again. This kick should put them deep inside their forward 50. And does. Great. Dangerous spot to put it, but great front position mark. That was outstanding work. And that was Jade Bassett. Kick the ball out now. In the middle, a scramble. This is where the Panthers have been very good. Just seizing control of the ball. Sophie Singleton then. Hand passes to a teammate. Following that up, Singleton. She's been bundled out of it in that contest now, but the Maitland Saints are still going. They're gallant in this defeat, there's no doubt. Kick towards Jodie Hicks. And I think that's almost a win for the Maitland Saints on that occasion. That Jodie Hicks didn't at least get a shot on goal. Mark taken there, and that's going to be a free kick, I think, to Lauren Atwood. Oh, no. She was dispossessed of it. Well done. Good call by the umpire then. I didn't think it was going that way, so... They play on quickly, so they're showing certain dynamics and aspects of the game which is positive for the future for them, I think. Kick across the face.
Oh, it might just
Bouncing,
get there.
and
It does get
indeed.
there.
Was that a great goal? So was that Singleton who got that goal in the end?
Well, we'll have a squeeze on the replay in just a second.
Outstanding work. You look at the replay. What an outstanding function. No, it wasn't. It was Bailey. Emma Bailey chimes in. I think she got the first one for the day, and a great kick. She's dangerous, isn't she?
Yeah, really good kick from out there. Bounce was fortunate for her, but she put it in the right spot.
As I say,
As he
big
gets
congratulations
another-
to our longest and most faithful serving umpire, Mr. Darryl Luck. Congratulations, 550 games. We're going to make a big deal out of that today when you come out and take the stage for the Cup game, mate. Congratulations and thank you for your service, mate. Wonderful work, wonderful work. We should have a chat this week. Because I want to sort out that rodeo rule. No, just cannot give the man enough commendation. 550 games umpired, officiated in senior footy. That's what a servant. Just tremendous. And still going strong. I still think our best umpire in terms of just his quality and adjudication. But now passing that on to the next generation of umpires is our I can't remember the title, but he's our manager of our umpiring division, which is just great news. As the kick goes in towards the ever-dangerous Jodie Hicks. She's got it. Oh, there's a trick. Yeah!
That would have been the six strings goal of the day if that one
Would
went
have
through.
been. The strings of six for Jodie Hicks. That was out of the bag of tricks,
Yeah,
wasn't
there you
it?
go.
Absolutely. I'm going to have fun with that surname this year, Shane. I just want you to know.
I'm going to have fun watching her play. I love what she's doing out there. She's a classy player.
Yeah, absolutely. So Maitland re-enter with that kick. Come off hands, I'm hoping.
Now we will have to have a think about that.
Just by the narrowest of margins.
Yeah.
The umpire ropes a steer.
We will have to have a think about that six strings player of the match as well. The Scene Stealer Award is up for grabs.
Yeah, it certainly is. There's a few in contention, isn't there?
There is.
What are the names in the mix for you?
Oh, listen,
Shane?
I thought Boxall started really strong, but she's maybe been a little bit quiet in the last half.
Mm.
Hicks has been outstanding.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm always going to adjudicate her performance a little more harshly based on where she's come from, and I don't think coaches like that mind that at all. They would much rather see the recognition.
I tell you what,
if
if that scissor kick over the head went through, she had my Scene Stealer votes.
Yeah, no,
First, second, and third.
she'd have to do a spinning helicopter kick for me to give it to her. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate the performance, but yeah, for me, I think Tamara Nicholas might be.
I think I'm leaning with Nicholas as well.
Yeah. I mean, Boonstra's been very good, especially in the latter half of the game.
Donnelly started well, but probably a little bit quieter in the second half as well.
I've been impressed with Emma Bailey. She's been great. Jada Kennedy's been exceptional too. She's right up there in the mix.
And I did have a go at you last week by saying, you can't give a team that's been done by over 100 points the sealer. But Bassett's been fantastic for Maitland. But she won't walk away with a scene stealer, but she has been outstanding for them.
Bassett and Gidney have been very good. Very good. And only on account of that, I may have given credit to the other one of them or the other at times. So it would be hard to split them. But right now, Gidney's going to get the free kick. She was pushed in the back. She had front position.
Or is it Bassett? No,
it's definitely Gidney. If I'm right in picking, I think Gidney's just slightly shorter than.
Oh, that's a solid
slightly shorter. So the Panthers still surging towards goal. Wrapped up in the tackle then. Yep, in the hands of the Panthers still. There's Boonstra. A whistle's been blown just as Boonstra sold a bag of red frogs, and it's coming back. The free kick is going to... So it looks like illegally handled after the kick. So the free kick's going to Gabrielle Ralphs. So faithful servant, the Panthers. She kicks a high ball up, gives the Maitland Saints defenders time to get to that contest, but the boundary line beats all of them.
Yeah, I think in hindsight, she'd probably have that one again and go to the goal face.
So we're moments away now, folks.
There was a stoppage for the stretcher, so we're not sure how much time on will be added.
We saw the same thing happen in the reserve grade game before, and I think we ended up getting an extra 6 or 8 minutes or something.
Yeah.
So we can't tell you just how much longer to go, but it won't be long.
Oh, great mark.
Certainly enough time for Tamara Nicholas probably to shore up the scene.
Well, is this going to be a bit like kick this, you get the scene stealer, miss?
Very much so, Shane. I think when it's an even contest like this, and she's nailed that, and if she had to kick that on the road, then there'd be no doubt. But I'm pretty sure Tamara Nicholas will pick it up today, and rightly so too. She's been consistent right from the start. I think she got one of the first 1 or 2 kicks in the game, and finishing off with a goal at the tail end. And she's a great example of players. She's always been very good for the Panthers, but she just looks exceptional now with the support of an influx of class players into their group. So it looks like she's enjoying her football as much as ever right now. So we resume play. The whistle's been blown, and a free kick to Maitland's been found. Looks like it was found by the non-presiding umpire. And a kick is good. So trying to mount something late. There's still time for a goal. Play on. It's deep in their forward line. But, geez, it looks to me like there's a party pooper over there.
And there's the siren.
Saints. And there it is.
Not going to get that elusive goal, more's the pity.
No. So we've got to wrap this one up very quickly, folks. We've got the Black Diamond Cup men's match coming up right away, but it's been an emphatic victory for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, who are absolutely storming their way towards finals this year. It's early call, but we know it, don't we, Shane? Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you in the next
That's
cast.
right. Don't forget to look for the next stream. Like and subscribe. All on the AFL Hunter Central Coast. We'll be back in just a minute. This has been a Scene Production Co-broadcast for the AFL Hunter Central Coast.